Hey folks, and welcome to the fourth installment of Johnson's of the Blues. In this week's installment, we're going to talk about Tommy Johnson's Canned Heat Blues, one of the seminal songs that he recorded. Fantastic song. And next week, we're going to move on to Lonnie Johnson. All right, so thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for letting me take a week off. And I'm glad to be back here with you guys. So let's just get started. This guitar is in standard tuning. That's E, A, D, G, B, E. All right, here's the tune. So, that's the first chorus plus the intro. Now, you'll notice that this tune is just a lot of rhythm playing. I love that about it. Tommy Johnson's playing. He combines rhythm and lead, and it all comes together so nicely. All right, so let's talk about that first lick. That's all based on a D chord. And I play that D chord not like I would normally play it, like this, but by barring the top three strings with my first finger and putting my second finger down on the third fret of the second string. So I'm at the second fret barring across E, B, and G. And then I'm putting my first finger down on the third fret to get the D. And why do I do that? Because of the rhythm. Okay, so what is that? So basically, what I'm hearing in the recording is this. So, what is he doing there? What he's doing is he's going down to where he's got, or how I play it. You know what, sometimes it weirds me out when I say people that are passed away, what he's doing. He's not doing anything right now, but what happens on this recording, I'm fairly sure is, I'm taking my third finger and putting it on the fourth string, which is the D string, on the third fret. And I'm sliding up to the fourth fret, like that. And then playing the fourth string open, which is that D. All right? And the reason I do it this way is so that I can slide the entire chord up, like that. So, how's that starting? I'm playing the D, G, and B strings, and I've got my first finger on the first fret of the G string, or the third string, my second finger on the second fret of the B string, or the second string, and my third finger on the third fret of the D string, or the fourth string. And I'm moving up one fret. And then when I move up to that, up the one fret, I'm immediately playing that D string open. And then I'm keeping that formation where I'm barring across the top three strings with my first finger, and I've got my second finger down on the third fret of the second string, and I'm doing the old standby rhythm, right? To where... But you'll see that the way Tommy Johnson plays it on the recording is he's playing the entire chord. And basically what he's doing is playing that D formation. Then he's taking his third finger, or I take my third finger and put it on the fourth fret on the G or third string. And I alternate. Bum, 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 bum. And it's fairly percussive sound, and that's the reason I'm playing it the way I do, which is just down, up with my hands. And if you see what I'm doing, I'm taking this hand and I'm using my fingers to go down, up, down, up. I'm not really using my thumb as much, except for that first part. All right. Now, when he starts singing, you know, Candy Mama, going up to the 5th fret, and we're playing that 3rd there, all right, which is part of the D chord. So we're going to put our first finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string, which is the E string, 2nd finger or 3rd finger, 7th fret of the B or 2nd string. So, like that. And then just move it down. 1 fret, 1 fret, and then to the D again. Because then you're going to immediately start going. Again. All right, and then the next time that he goes up, now I have that notated a little differently in the tab, which is, again, available over on Patreon, or you can contact me directly and get it. I'll put my email address on the video at this point, just so you can see it. And if you want to get that, you can contact me directly for it. Okay, so, or somewhere. It'll be in somewhere. Okay, and maybe in the description. I'll put it in the description. All right, so what's happening there is we're barring at the 7th fret across the top 4 strings. And then I'm taking my pinky, or you can take your 3rd finger, whichever one you're more comfortable with. I use my pinky, putting it on the 10th fret on the 1st string, or the E string. Right? Boom. All right, so it's 10, 10, 10, 10, and then I put down my 2nd finger on the 8th fret, hit that one time, 10th fret on the 2nd string, and then cross the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings on the 7th fret. And then, or, all right, now, let me just make sure about that. Yep. All right, so what's happening there? All right, so we got this. Now, the next thing is you can go down to the 3rd fret onto the 4th string and slide up to the 4th fret, like that. And then play that D string, D chord. Right? So. Okay, and then all right, so what's happening there? You're going to a G, and I love it because Tommy Johnson uses this. If you remember, that was in the last tune we did as well. That sort of a movement, okay? So what's happening? We're going to play a G by, I take my 3rd finger, put it on the 3rd fret on the 6th string. I let the meat of that finger block off the 5th string. And I play strings 4, 3, and 2 with my pinky on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret. All right, so what's happening? So we're doing that, the first thing I described. Then open 1st string, 1st fret 1st string, open fret, open 1st string. And we're going to alternate that with all right, so we're alternating that with our pinky, which is, or however you want to do it, but I use my pinky there because my hands are kind of hard to stretch out too much. I always say work as little as possible on the guitar, you know? I mean, don't practice as little as possible, but make the work as easy as you can. So, boom, alternate. All right, so what did I do there? All I did, I went from the bass being on the 6th string, 3rd fret, and then I went to the 1st fret on the 5th string, up to the 2nd fret on the 5th string. Back to that opening riff. All right, so what's happening there? We're going to do an A. And that all comes out of this A formation here, where you take your first finger, you bar it across the 2nd fret of the first 4 strings, strings 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put your pinky up on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And all I'm doing is playing 5, 4, 1, 2, and 3, like that. And then I'm moving down to the 3rd fret with the 2nd finger on the top string. So, and then I hit 5 again, boom, boom, hit that again, and then the 1st fret on the 5th string, and I'm doing basically what I did before when I was on the G, that alternating move. Boom, da, 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 da. Okay, now that's the entire first verse and intro. So let me just play it again for you. So, and what you'll learn when you listen to this tune, which I would really suggest you go on and listen to it. I found it on Apple Music. It's probably on Spotify. I know it's got to be on YouTube Music. You can find this tune just about anywhere. When you listen to this tune, I want you to listen because he does variations on a theme, and that's the basic theme that I just gave you all the way through. All right, so the second verse, I'm just going to go through the second verse, and there's very little difference. It does the same thing. That was different. So what does he do there? When he goes up to that formation up at the 7th fret, which consequently is taking an A chord and turning it into a bar chord. That A chord, and you move that up to the 7th fret, all of a sudden you're playing a D chord. So, what's he doing there that's different? Okay, pinky's on the 10th fret, right? 10, 10, 10, 10, 8. Second finger goes to the 8th fret. 10th fret on the 2nd string. And then 8th fret. Instead of going down, instead of doing this, he's going. And then that same move is down here. But it's up here. So what is that up here? You're going to start on the 5th string at the 8th fret and slide into the 9th. And then you're going to play strings 4 and 3 at the 7th fret. And then it's all the same. Now, it's all basically the same except for that one little thing that I showed you. And I want to go over something with you, and that's the strumming pattern. It has been very difficult for me to get this strumming pattern right. And I don't know if it's because it's in a D shape, which I don't play in a lot, or if it's just the pattern itself that... Now, that pattern, the way I do it, because it's got a lot of percussive effect in it, and that's a lot. With a lot of different Delta blues tunes, you get that percussive feel. You know, I mean, that just happens with a lot of Delta blues tunes, right? Robert Johnson had it. You know, and Tommy Johnson has it. And many of your Delta blues players have got it because they were all around the same group. It's just like your local group of musicians that you play in, except these were all the gods of the Delta blues, and they just happened to be in that local group around the Dockery plantation. All right, so now let's talk about how Tommy Johnson ends this tune. It's kind of unusual. I like it the way he ends it, but it is very unusual. Okay, so basically after we get done with the now he basically goes the last few measures. Back to that first lick. And the A. Now D, A7, D. And then this lick. Okay, so what's happening there? All right, so basically what's going on is after he gets done with the last verse, he goes back and then he's going to do that again. Now, after he does that the second time, where he goes to the A and then the G, we're going to strum D twice, A7 twice, D twice, and then this lick, which is basically you take your first finger and put it on the 5th fret on the first string, second finger, 6th fret, second string, and you're going to bend up your second finger. And it sounds on the recording like he's maybe backwards strumming it, because it's got this pa-down, pa-down. Then you move that down 1 fret where you're 4th fret on the first string, 5th fret on the second string. And do the basically same thing. So you're going to go. And then A7th, twice, D. And then back up to that lick. A7th, D. All right, so what's happening there? I'm going to play the D. Well, and then I play the open 3rd string, and then first finger, 1st fret, 1st string, and I have my pinky for whatever reason. That's just the way it ends up for me. 3rd fret, 2nd string, and then back to the D. All right, so again. And that's the entire song. All right, guys, have fun with this. Explore it. Go listen to the original recording. Like I said, it's out there. It's everywhere. I listen to it on Apple Music, but I use all these different music streaming services because I am a nut when it comes to music. I just love it. And the tabs are available over on Patreon. If you want to purchase them there, they'll be $5. And or you can contact me directly and I'll sell them to you for the same price. For some reason, I think Patreon isn't really quite got their whole store thing up and running yet, because I've noticed that it's hard to buy anything. So if you're interested in them, I'm going to put my email in the description of this video so that you can get directly in touch with me and go ahead and get them. All right, so there you go, guys. I wish you the best with this one, and I'll see you next week with Mr. Lonnie Johnson. Have fun this week, guys.
Hey, folks, please drop me a comment and let me know where you're watching from. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. And hey, thanks for watching.